down your sword and you may yet live. Unless you still have some hopeless idea about winning. In case you've forgotten, or if perhaps it didn't occur to you, I'll remind you, Renji, that I too have Bankai.
What is up, guys? It's your boy Black Sasuke, man, back again with another video. And in today's installment, we're going to be talking about Synduality Echo of Ada, as they had just released an update on December the 18th. And of course, I took a week hiatus off the game. Not that I was burnt out or anything, it's just that I just needed a break. But as you can see on the screen, I have over 400 hours in this game. They released an update on the 18th of December, and I opened the game, got logged in, and I saw the patch notes, kind of breezed through it a little bit and saw some of the things that they updated, which we're eating right now. So what a good time to be a drifter if you're playing this game, if you're new to this game and all that good stuff. It's a good time to be a drifter because Bandai Namco showed us some love on this patch note update that we just got for the game. So once again, big shout outs to Bandai Namco. I appreciate y'all for showing us love on this patch note. And yeah, so another thing I want to just go ahead and preface is that it's not going to be a long video, but I do want to go ahead and honorably mention that I do appreciate the KZN family for their support. I just want to say that to say thank you. As always, I do appreciate my family members of KZN. But with that being said, check this out. Alright guys, here we are on the main interface or home screen of Synduality Echo of Ada, where you will be introduced or greeted to your magus inside of the garage, doing his or her daily routines around the garage as far as upkeeping and things like that. I don't know if you're running Steam or Xbox, but I do know about PlayStation, where you have down at the bottom right of the screen, you won't see it on this video because my logo is covering it, but down at the bottom right of the screen you will have the information tab, you will have the options button and the records button down at the bottom right of the screen. As far as the PlayStation console, that center button right there, that big button in the middle right there, you will press that and it will open the information menu. Of course, as you can see, version 1.2.2 has been brought to us on the 18th of December, and of course you have other things that they've also updated as far as the shop, information updates, and you'll see all of that on this screen here. We're going to go ahead and access the information. They're holding an event where you can get the following rewards by reaching the target goal. And of course, we have the Scarlet Santa Claus top, Claus shirt, and Claus top cap, which is stuff you can earn by doing this event. They always set a goal to how many enders as a collective, as all of us are drifters. We have to collectively defeat this amount of enders. Of course, it won't have additional rewards added, but the event commemoration items distributed at login. So me, I haven't collected my distributed login rewards, but of course you get a reindeer suit and reindeer horns for your login reward per this update. So 4,500,000 enders is the goal for us drifters to have to meet. And yeah, so we'll definitely go ahead and go to the next part, which is the part that I was so hype about, which is the version 1.2.2 update. So let's go ahead and talk about that real quick. And of course, upon opening the update screen for version 1.2.2 and its update, and of course they always tell you thank you for playing Synduality Echo of Ada, as they do appreciate their players, which was implemented December 18th of 2025. New PvE area polluted forest added, which I am happy about this because it gives us something new to look at. New enemies, if we could get new enemies, which I doubt we'll get that. New magus hunters, or stronger magus hunters. I won't say new, but stronger magus hunters will be also in this area potentially. I don't know what's in there because I haven't experienced it yet, but I'm guaranteeing that there could possibly be some stronger magus hunters there. And also it's PvP, so expect to run into other players there where you could potentially be killed. So make sure you go in there ready and prepared. We have new APK weapons and APK cradles added, which if you are a new drifter, you won't be seeing this or seeing these new additions. You might see them, but you won't be able to access them, which I highly doubt you'll be able to even see them until you unlock them later on down the line. You got to do a lot of grinding, so prepare to have to grind for hours and hours and hours of gameplay, days and days and days of gameplay, to even get to that point to where you'll see new APK weapons and cradles added. Even the butchers, you will have to do a lot of work, a lot of grinding, and putting a lot of time into the game before you even see that. After I unlocked the Molten Dunes map, and and opened up the night map, that's when I saw the Butcher Bandits added. Definitely, we got new relics. I don't know what the new relics are, so I don't know what that consists of. We do have Amazia Investigations Final Chapter added. We have test functions about the label functions test. They have added labels that are icons that display above a player's name after magus analysis. So basically, if you're running the magus that also are anti-cradle magus, you will see information pertaining to the playstyle after defeating the player, or you know, as far as like the weapons that they're carrying or anything like that, or if you defeat them, you'll be able to see their information. So that's actually pretty good. You get greater detail about the enemies or the players that you are encountering. Markers will now be displayed on the Butcher, where the Butcher Bandits will appear on the entire map and display their locations. So which is a good thing, because before this update, you were not able to know where the Butcher Bandits were, and the notification will pop up saying that the Butcher Bandits have appeared, but you won't see them on the map.
対象は盗賊団員です。分析します。不当に到達。分析失敗しました。別のクレードに不動音を確認。再分析開始。敵機との距離拡大。追撃は得策ではないと判断します。分析中断。
2v1s for your bitch ass on.
敵機の接近を確認。車線を切り撤退しましょう。化石祭により機動力低下中。逃走は困難です。積み荷のパージュを提案します。耐久値危険域を脱しました。耐久値完全に回復。コフィンに被弾。分析再開。
Oh my god, bro.
Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man?
ユナイター急いで。
I just cut on the fucking game and niggas keep teabagging me, right? Like, nigga, play the game!
Whereas you will see the Magus Hunter Noble appear on the map. Yeah, you will see an icon for him, but you won't see an icon or anything pertaining to the Butcher Bandits. So that's a good thing that they did this. So if we need to hunt down a specific Butcher Bandit to collect a certain thing or accomplish a certain mission, we can do that because we'll see them actively on the map with a display icon or some sort of indicator that shows that they're on the map. So that's a good thing. It says when using the automated replenishment and sortie prep, if cradle parts or weapons or excavators are not equipped, the bare minimum equipment will now be automatically set, which that's been in the game semi, but it's been in the game, so I'm not really too concerned about that. But it says when selecting amounts in the item shop, after selecting the max amount for an item, you can now immediately change the amount to selection to 1. So you could do, if you want to do 5 of the items, you could do 5, you could do 10, you could do 6, you could do 7, it doesn't matter. So you can actually specifically buy the set number that you want, which is not bad. I like to buy them in bulk, so it's never been a problem with me. I had no issue with that, so that change is good. But hey, it's nothing wrong with that. To each his own. Butcher Bandits that used to only appear in Eastern Mesa Night will also now appear in Eastern Mesa Dry Season and Eastern Mesa Rainy Season, which is a good addition for the game, because I literally hated when you would be on the map, it'll say this butcher has appeared, and it's only on the night map. You wouldn't see that on the dry season or the rainy season. You wouldn't see that on any of the other maps. You would only see that on the night season. I like that they did that so we can actually have better engagement with the butchers. It just sucks that we didn't get them in any other maps. So I'm appreciative that they did that. So nice one, Bandai. Thank you guys for that. We need more butcher engagement, more butcher combat. I mean, we need to be able to farm materials from these guys so we could get our APK weapons and be able to get our APK cradles. I mean, that right there was a great bonus that we needed. We needed that. Continuing on, they added a triangle marker to bandit locations on the full map of East Amazian Night, which is a good thing because even on the Molten Dunes map, we have a triangle. We had that same logo when we want to find the locations where we can access the underground realms or areas of the Molten Dunes map. So that's a good thing, so we don't have to be scrambling around trying to figure out where specifically that they are. So that's a good thing. And it also says some epic weapons and cradle parts will now be added to the item shop with request progress after unlocking East Amazian Night. So again, to the new drifters, you won't see this. Of course, beginning the game, you won't see this. So after you unlock East Amazian Night, you will see the epic and weapons and cradle parts added to your store or your shop. So you will see that only after you unlock the East Amazian Night, unfortunately. So definitely get on your grind so you can get in there and get what you need, man. You get more benefits when you open up more maps. You open up all the maps, you get access to all the benefits of the shop and everything else. So it says adjusted some fixed items, local survey occurrences, and items received from them in East Amazian after unlocking East Amazian Night, which I don't really see too much that needs to be, I don't know. I don't really care for it, so it don't really bother me or make a difference for me. So to some people it might make a difference, but for me, not so much. I don't really care for it. But don't get it twisted. When you do have to do local surveys and stuff like that, they can yield the rare pickups, rare drops. So don't let me saying that it don't matter to me affect how you uncover the unknown when it comes to local survey occurrences. So definitely do your local surveys because you never know what they might yield. So definitely do that. Remove the East Amazian rainy season area requirement from nest orders. I'm not sure why they did that. It says change the sound effect of when an unknown object is attained in online areas. I don't really care for that much. Change so that the bounty target players also collect bounties for defeating butcher bandits and bandit leaders. Just so you know, if you run into a bounty target, they will try to kill you because they know that they're being hunted by everybody. So they're being hunted, they will kill you. So just be aware of that. But it's a good thing that they're getting rewarded for, you know, their grinding on the map. So definitely if they kill bandits or bandit leaders, they get, it's very imperative that they get rewarded for their hard work. Balance adjustment for some weapons and cradles. That's a good thing. Reduce completion requirements and adjusted rewards for hard requests unlocked up to the season 3 mid update, which that's a good thing. Added some balance adjustments for cradles and weapons. That's always needed to, you know, apply more damage or nerf some weapons. We need adjustments like that ever so often, so that's a good thing. It says adjusted some AO crystal exchange amount variations and limits, which that's a good thing because you know what, we need to get a little more bang for our buck when we're going out there risking our cradles, risking our legendary weapons to get things we need. So hopefully we get more bonus for turning in AO crystals, so that's a good thing. It says increased maximum amount of heavy energy ammunition, large ammunition, and buckshot that can be held in one slot and reduce their weight, which is perfect because I hate the fact that we could only carry 24 rounds per serving of them. I just hated that. Why not give us a little bit more in bulk there? I mean, and also the weight is just insane. Like, reduce the weight so we can carry more. It's already crazy that we can only carry so much of an amount per serving of what we purchase of them. You know what I mean? So I appreciate them for doing that. It says reduced weight of repair kit DX and repair kit Ace. It says adjusted each type of repair kit's time required for healing based on their amount healed. So that's a good thing on that part, so we can have faster repair time and also the weight decreases so we can be able to carry more. That's also very good that we have that option that they added to the game, or that perk that they added to the game. So that's always good. It says improve performance, increase damage, reduce weight, and reduce detonation timer for hand grenades, which is a good thing for that. I don't really use them, and in fact I hardly ever seen players use hand grenades or anything of that sort, so that's actually a great addition, so it can make the handheld weapons more usable. So because like I said, I don't see any players, even myself, never ever buy or use their grenades. Now that they did that, it may get players to actually use them, so that's a good thing. It says reduce the clear conditions for requests and require butcher bandits defeated amount up until the Molten Dunes. So I'm not really catching on quick enough for that, but Carrying on, it says added weapons and cradle parts to some rewards for requests up until the Molten Dunes. So added weapons and cradle parts to some rewards for requests up until the Molten Dunes. I would see things like kill 10 big chaser or 5 big gazer, and it's just like, yo, can we get something better than a couple of materials to craft something? Stop just giving us 5 of this and 5 of that and 5 of this and 10 of that as incentive earnings. I don't like that. I don't enjoy that. So yeah, I'm glad that they did that. It says increased damage done on the successful hits to parasitic enders except for weak point. Now that's a good thing. I appreciate them increasing the damage done on parasitic enders, because I'm telling you, if y'all have been watching my series so far, killing those things are never fun to deal with. I'm gonna be honest with you. I hate having to fight, especially the black parasitic enders. I hated having to deal with those guys. It takes forever to kill them. If you don't hit them, like before this patch, if you would shoot them, you'd be like, look, I'd rather shoot them from long range and shoot them at the weak point, because that's how you kill them faster. Because anywhere else you shoot them, it just was doing like minor chip damage at that point. So I'm glad that they increased the damage done on successful hits to the parasitic enders. Now they didn't increase the damage on the weak points, but they definitely increased damage on successful hits, period. So that's a good thing. Adjusted item drop rates on some of the enemies, gazers, parasitic enders, and bandits. So that's good. So we can get you know, the items that we need at a higher rate, you know what I mean, from them. Hopefully we get magus drops on the bandits, especially the Hunter Magus Noble, the Magus Hunter Noble. I said that backwards, but the Magus Hunter Noble, I remember killing them, whether it was in my series episodes that I've been dropping or just offline gameplay in general. I was not seeing that the Magus Hunter Noble were dropping maguses when I need them to complete a mission. So hopefully that they fix that. Reduce the amount of Gazer electrified framework required when crafting superconducting motors, which I found that to be a problem. So I'm glad that they did that, but I didn't really see a lot of need for superconducting motors. So I mean, I guess it's hit or miss on that, so I don't really care for it. It says reduce crafting times needed for rare, epic, or legendary equipment and items. So that's a good thing. I'm glad that they reduced the times, because I was just like, the time would be so long. I was just like, you know what? I'd rather just pay the extra money, you know, to go ahead and just get it over with. I never waited for the time to complete on anything I was crafting. I would just go ahead and pay the extra, you know, money to go ahead and just get it over with. I didn't care. You know what I mean? So that's just me. I would just go ahead and pay the extra money. Waiting for the time is just like, nah, I'd rather not. It says reduced amount increased for magus recovery item speed based on collection amounts. Reduced ranking score maximum for before the East Amazia night area unlocks. It says removed match rating grouping in online areas after the East Amazia night area unlocks. I'm not really sure what that means. I'm not going to even try, you know, because it doesn't really matter to me at this point, because I'm far ahead of that. I'm already beyond the Molten Dunes. I got the night area unlocked. I don't really care for it, to be honest, on my end. Now, the new upcoming drifters, you might want to pay attention to that. So that's just for me. Multiple servers have been randomly established due to the removal of group matching. I don't know what that means or entails, but it says when joining a raid, you will be sorted between multiple servers and your chance of encountering the same players in the same raid is low. So I guess what they're trying to do, okay, now that I got to that part, so I guess what they're trying to do is minimize running into the same players, because that can be annoying, running into the same players. So I can understand why they're doing that. Adjusted matching control for areas before East Amazia Night is unlocked. Adjusted sell value for Bowie Rabbit GT plus 3 crater parts. I don't want to get into that, so I'm not going to even try to explain that, because I don't understand that really. Bug fixes, fixed terrain and view issues in online areas. Fix the issue of receiving the legendary cradle effectiveness effect when only partially equipping APK cradle parts. Fixed incorrect parameters for the Guardian Body, Uncommon Skill, Anti-Live Ammo coding. So a lot of these bug fixes are going to significantly enhance these cradles abilities and stuff like that, or fix the bug glitches that they've had with their abilities that they have to each said cradle. and because I know that they can be frustrating when there are certain abilities that Kratos have and they're not working right. So that's a good thing that they did that. It says fix the sound effect when destroying bandits and parasitic enders in Molten Dooms, which I never really cared for the sound effect when you destroy them. I really didn't care about it. Fixed it so that taking falling damage when using recovery items will cause the recovery to cancel. Now that I look at that, I don't understand that, because I didn't know that the recovery would still be in effect. Oh, I guess because I've never done it before. So if I was to jump off somewhere high and I was recovering, it would not cancel. So I can see why they did that. But I've never tried it, so I guess. Fix the issue of sortie unavailable, not displaying immediately on the area's icon on the sortie selection screen when the time to access the area runs out. Okay. Fix incorrect parameters for the Guardian Body uncommon skill. Anti-live ammo coding. So there's other fixes, other minor display issues fixed, and of course we hope you continue to enjoy and support Synduality Echo of Ada. So definitely, man, a lot of this stuff in the version 1.2.2 update was actually very beneficial for us as drifters. I'm just ready to get in and start playing now, because, you know, I was ready for some differences to happen to the game. I was ready for them to do something with the game. And with this 1.2.2 update, I'm just very happy that they did this. I'm mainly more happy to have a new area to explore. And secondly, the fact that we can now see where the butchers are on the map and be able to hunt them down when we want to collect materials from them. That's something that I do appreciate them for doing in this game. But that will bring this video to a close. I don't want this video to be too long, so I do appreciate you guys if you made it this far into the video. And if you are playing Synduality Echo of Ada, just give it a try. It's a grindy game. You have to have patience, so definitely don't give up on the game, because the more you unlock, the more you are rewarded. This game does reward you very well for completing things in this game. So don't think that just because it takes you a while to get to where you need to go on the ladder, doesn't mean that you won't be rewarded gracefully for your time and efforts. So definitely keep playing. I encourage you to continue playing. Try to understand the game. You know, get more acquainted with it. Understand every aspect about the game, and I can guarantee you, you will be looking at 400, 500 hours into the game. So with that being said, I'm yours truly, Black Sasuke Uchiha, back again with another Synduality Echo of Ada video. And I do apologize in advance if I couldn't quite thoroughly explain everything that I saw on this version 1.2.2 update that they just dropped on the 18th of December. But I did my absolute best to explain what I do have knowledge of and what I do expect from the update itself. So with that being said, I will see y'all in the next one. And Black Sasuke out.